Technology is allowing more people than ever to be able to work from home. Employers are able to offer telework to help improve employees' morale and find time for work-life balance as a result of no longer having to manage a commute. However, a seemingly unending stream of notifications, emails, and conference calls, coupled with spotty Wi-Fi coverage, may feel overwhelming at times. Employees can also face distractions, a lack of structure, and feelings of isolation while on telework. However, by planning, communicating, and setting boundaries, you can still produce quality work at home while enjoying a proper work-life balance. We have pulled together some tips for ensuring a positive work-from-home experience. Space matters. First, make sure you have a designated workspace that is quiet, private, and separate from other people, preferably with good Wi-Fi reception. If there isn't a quiet space for you to use, consider investing in some noise-canceling headphones. Structure is still important. Because structure is so important, wake up at the same time you would if you were still commuting. You can even use the time you would have spent in traffic to collect your thoughts and make a plan for the day before you start work. Instead of immediately jumping into a project, you can have a cup of coffee, make breakfast, or exercise. In order to get into a professional frame of mind, some people find it beneficial to take a shower and get dressed for the day as if they were going into work. If you find yourself distracted by things that need to be done around the house, make a to-do list. By doing so, you're freeing up your mind to focus on work, knowing you can get to those other tasks later. Communication. Keeping the lines of communication open is very important when you are not physically with your work team. Being able to see facial expressions can also help each team member to better understand one another. If you are having a group call, you can opt to use video instead of just audio, so you can see your coworkers and feel less isolated. There are several project management apps that you and your team can use to organize workflow and stay connected, as well as workplace chat apps. Take breaks. Make sure to periodically step away from work and take a break, but try not to use this time to start doing chores around the house or anything else that could end up being time-consuming. Since there's not a physical separation between working and home life, you will need to create a mental separation. For instance, you can use dinner time as the cue for yourself that work is officially over for the day. Do not take calls or get back on your work computer if you don't absolutely have to. It's also helpful to make weekends distinct from weekdays. Plan fun activities to do on the weekend that you can look forward to, and if possible, stay away from work entirely to prevent burnout. Set boundaries. Communicating well with the people you live with is also essential. If you live with a partner or roommate, let each other know your schedules and priorities for the day, so you're both on the same page with expectations and needs. If you have kids at home, make sure you've communicated that to your supervisor. Remember to alert them of any appointments or reasons you need to be away from work. To provide your kids with a sense of normalcy, establish a daily schedule. Do your best to stick to that plan, keeping in mind that it's okay if you aren't able to stick to it exactly. It can be helpful to post your schedule somewhere everyone can reference it. Make sure everyone who is at home with you is aware of where your workspace is, and be sure to set clear expectations that this is an area where you need to focus on important work-related tasks. You can also practice protocol for work calls or video chats with them. Try teaching your children a fun phrase or hand signal that indicates you are joining a meeting and it's time for them to be quiet. Then hold a pretend work call so they can practice keeping quiet or occupied and be pros when the real time comes. One of the biggest concerns of working from home is the possibility of a decrease in productivity. With the right environment, you can remain incredibly productive. Some people even report more productivity. While there may be uncertainties associated with working remotely, putting these tips into practice can help you establish the structure and communication needed to make telework a success for you and your employer.